Less than a week ago, I decided to put together my very first video. When I made it, I was planning on just making it a video to show to my friends instead of writing half an essay about all my thoughts with every new jersey unveiled for the 2015-16 NHL season. And after a few days, I posted it and I left it on, and I checked the view count on here, and I've got 40 views and counting. I mean, I know that in the grand scheme of the world of YouTube, that 40 views is absolutely nothing. Like, even now in the year 2015, you need at least 10,000 views to have your video taken seriously. And honestly, I'm starting to think that's not even enough to be taken seriously by people and YouTube itself. So, I mean, I know it's not a lot, but to me, the fact that 40 viewers have watched my video 17 minutes in length is pretty awesome. And I'm truly honored that anyone would be willing to sit through 17 minutes of me talking about my thoughts on the new jerseys unveiled for the 2015-16 NHL season. So because of that, I've decided to make the second video. And this second video is actually meant to go over two changes that I completely missed on my first video. And the funny part is that one of those minor changes was actually for a team that I included in my first video, which is a bit of a herp-derp on my part. So, without further ado, I'm going to mention the teams that I forgot to mention made changes. So, I only missed two changes. So, I'm going to go over them real quick. But my goal is to make sure that this video is quite a bit shorter than the 17 minutes my first video was in length. So, if I'm going to make it shorter, I better get started. So the first team that I'm going to talk about is actually the Anaheim Ducks. Now, if you remember the first video that I posted, I said that they were getting a new orange third jersey. What I forgot to mention was that they actually made a small change to their home jersey for the second year in a row. Now, what really impresses me about the Anaheim Ducks is that they managed to take a mediocre third jersey and make it a half-decent home jersey. When you look at all the jerseys in the NHL, the Anaheim Ducks home jersey is definitely not the greatest, and is definitely not one of my personal favorites. But I must say, compared to the jerseys that they've been wearing since the 2005-2006 season when they won their very first Stanley Cup, I must say it does look a hell of a lot better. And at least there's a friggin' logo on the front that's decent. Not just that horrible Anaheim Ducks script that they had as their main logo for way too long. And their uniforms are so boring. My goodness. You know what? I've completely forgotten about them. They're that bad. I'm just so happy they're gone. And you know what? From what I've heard, the overall consensus is that everybody is super happy that they're finally gone. And I couldn't agree more. Now, here's what the Ducks did to their home jersey. And before I mention it, I just want to make sure you know that they did not change their road jersey at all. So, here's what they did to their home jersey. It's extremely minor, but they actually changed the color of their mock tie, or if you don't know what that is, they're lace-ups. And anyway, I'll quickly explain what a mock tie is. You know the Stadium Series collar, where it's kind of a hybrid lace-up collar that they wore for the 2014 Stadium Series. Well, that's what a mock tie. That's what it's called, a mock tie collar. So, if you ever hear that name, at least now you know what it means. So, by changing that white, changing their collar to white, I do think it actually makes the jersey a bit better. Because you know what? On the jersey itself, you've got white on the side panels, you've got white on the arms, and the letters and numbers are white. So having the collar white, the lace-ups white as well, I think it's, how do I put this? I think it's the cherry on the cake. I think it adds the little bit of white that it needed at that one spot to balance the rest of the jersey, and I think it's actually going to make the jersey quite a bit better come next season. It's amazing how a small detail can make all the difference, and I think this is one of those situations. So I think it's pretty funny, but I still can't believe that the Anaheim Ducks have managed for the second year in a row to take a mediocre third jersey and make it a half-decent home jersey. It's not my favorite jersey, but I must say, it does look a hell of a lot better than their old jerseys that they just finally got rid of. And I actually really like their new road jersey as well. It's quite nice. So with that, there's one team that I completely missed, and that team is actually, get this, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, their change is actually pretty minor as well. All they did was get new shoulder patch logos for their home and road jerseys. But I must say, I do think it is an improvement. Anyways, here's what they did. You remember that oval-shaped logo on their shoulders that said Columbus Blue Jackets and it had the Civil War cap on it? Well, that logo's been changed. Now on the shoulders is their third jersey logo, the cannon in the roundel, except it has been recolored with navy blue and red, and the circle's white instead of vintage white, or white instead of cream. And I think it's a lot better because you know what? Honestly, the Cannon Roundel logo is far nicer. And I think it suits the Blue Jackets more because in the past few years, ever since they brought out their navy blue and cream colored third jersey with the Cannon logo, they have really established themselves and really established the Cannon as a huge part of their overall identity. And I think it's about time they finally included it on their main jerseys. And I'm going to make a quick prediction, but with the way things are going with the Blue Jackets, I can honestly see them eventually making new home and road jerseys with the Cannon logo in the roundel. And honestly, I'm all for it. I actually think that if they did it right, it would actually probably turn out to be quite nice. And if they do that, I really hope that they eventually create a jersey with an actual Civil War soldier on the front. I've always thought that a Civil War soldier would be a really, really, really good logo for a team called the Columbus Blue Jackets because their name is actually meant to pay tribute to the Civil War soldiers in Ohio. Now, I'm not a huge history buff, but I know that the Blue Jacket soldiers had a huge part in American history. And I think that if the Blue Jackets have named themselves after those soldiers, I think it'd be nice to see them make a jersey paying tribute and having a soldier on the front. So with that, I have finally gone over the two teams that I missed. And I'm glad that I did. I mean, after getting 40 views on my very first video in such a short period of time, I thought it'd be nice to go over the two teams that I forgot made other changes. And you know what? I kind of thought that I'd use this video as well to maybe test the waters a little bit. And if there are people that are interested in seeing more videos from me, odds are I will probably post more videos down the road. So, what are your thoughts on those new changes if you haven't had a look at them yet? I'd love to hear what other people think about them, because those two changes I honestly think have improved the Ducks and the Blue Jackets uniforms. So, on that note, until the next time I post a video, take care for now. And I will be posting a third video at some point, so stay tuned for that. However, I'm thinking about doing a football video as well, so if you like football, definitely stay tuned for that. So, until next time, bye for now.